Welcome to the O-Ship Show. It's Ben Way, Freddie Laker, and today we're talking about work-life balance.
Oh shit.
How do you make your life balance, Freddie?
I am the least equipped person on earth to have this conversation.
Really?
I mean, I experience a lot of life and I experience a lot of work. Technically, it might be balanced because I do everything to extreme, but I don't feel that it would necessarily fit into the traditional, vision of work-life balance.
You don't do Zen yoga every morning?
You know what's funny? I love yoga, and I do, and I'm pretty. I like to can feel pretty zen down, and I don't feel stressed, and I feel very balanced in my life in some regards. But yeah, I kind of drink from the fire hose.
So what does an average Freddie day look like? What time do you get up? How do you spend time with people?
So lately I've been getting up at 4:30 and starting work at 5, which is inverse of my usual crazy late nights. And then I work till like 6 p.m. and then I pretty much non-stop in meetings from 5 to 6. And then I try and chill out in the evening. Maybe I do a little bit more work, but I try and chill out in the evening.
Okay, chill out. What's chill out for you?
I love to cook.
Okay.
I love watching movies with my wife, listen to music, have friends over for drinks.
Does your wife consider you having a work-life balance?
No, she does not. No, she thinks some of them look extreme.
Have you ever had like a period of downtime, or have you always been just like 100 miles an hour?
All jokes aside, I have had reasonable periods of downtime. I do think there's a better place to be, and I actually think that my out-of-whack lifestyle is why the show had to happen today. And I would love to start talking about, because I think you do it much better than me, and I think entrepreneurs do it a little weird, for a record.
I'm not sure anybody could think I have a work-life balance, but I have got better over the years. I mean, I do consider it incredibly important to have my downtime now, and I will always work hard, and one of the things I try and explain to people is I never stop working. Right? Whatever I'm doing, I'm always working. Even if I'm enjoying myself watching a film, I'm always working, which is actually quite hard to convince people of. But ultimately,
I think this is supposed to be work, but we never feel that is either.
You may not. No, I'm just joking, Freddie.
You're like, oh, this is me.
Yeah. No. But I mean, like everything we do in a certain way is work, because even if we're in a supermarket, we're looking to improve things. We're looking at how systems work. So, for me, it never really ever stops. And a lot of girlfriends that I've been with hate it because, they say I get so distracted with work and I don't have my downtime, but my downtime sometimes is working. I detox for the first 3 or 4 months of every year, total detox. And in that 3 or 4 months, I probably do more work than the rest of the year combined. And that's kind of my balance. So I kind of I do those 3 or 4 months, and then I kind of feel like I'm,
I'm still trying to work out how two extremists end up having a podcast about work-life balance. But I'm going to give some legitimate work-life balance tips. Okay, so here's one thing. I've in the couple months I've been in Amsterdam, I think they're doing it right, for starters. I think they really, just as a culture, got work-life balance down well, and I think that's inspired me a lot. But I can tell you there's a couple of things I do. Number one, I advise people, if you're gonna work hard, even if you're an entrepreneur and you're working like crazy, 6 p.m. on Friday, you're done, and you're really gonna disconnect for the entire weekend. I do tend to start a little bit back on Sunday night, but from Friday evening to from Sunday, I'm basically unreachable, and you really have to disconnect. And part of that is because it's good for you, but also it's really important you focus on those relationships. Every day when I'm done with work, I really try to end that work and spend really focused time with my wife or with my mom or
That's what you call
friends. And I spend focused time with my wife, and I even if that's just sometimes.
So you spend what, 4 minutes?
It's at least a couple hours now. But if you're going to be really intense, it can be really taxing on your relationships.
Oh yeah.
Really taxing. And so I think, you know, I'm very lucky to have an amazing marriage, and I think that's because we do try and spend focused time together.
Do you do the whole bedtime turn off thing, which is like, you know, you get into your bedroom and you turn off all your devices, or are you still active?
I do read a little bit of news. I'm a news junkie, so I do read a little bit of news before I get in bed. But I'm not checking emails and stuff when I get in bed. It's more actually a device time to relax.
Right.
Like, you know, like reading the paper when you wake up, kind of thing.
Because it's so relaxing right now. Like, you know, the world is so.
All I want, I was like, you know what would calm me down? A little bit of American politics.
Oh my God.
Just ease me
nice and
into
easy.
sleep
Nice
each time.
and easy.
Yeah. So, you know, God, we're bad at this.
Oh shit.
I feel like we're, you know, putting on video an existential moment where two guys who set out to have an episode about work-life balance realize that
we don't have work-life balance. We totally screwed it up all our lives. Okay.
Okay, I'm changing this. A new episode title. New title bar video guy.
How to screw up your work-life balance.
Can entrepreneurs have a work-life balance?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think you can. In a sense, I don't think you can as an entrepreneur have a pure
people
work
claim
life.
They'll say, oh well, I'm doing that because I'm going to work hard because then I'm going to sell it and then I'll work less. But I don't know if that's an entrepreneur's DNA.
I think if you're running, you know, genuinely, if you're running a lifestyle business and you put boundaries around it, maybe. I've never run a business like that, so I wouldn't know. So I can't comment. But what I do know is that, you know, I get so excited about what I'm doing and the businesses that I'm involved in that it's all consuming.
So, is the real question then, what is life? But all jokes aside, I mean, is work-life balance about disconnecting, or is work-life balance about making sure that you're sharing the balance of time in your life about the things you enjoy, and that, you know, there's things you have to do in life, and there's things you want to do in life, and there's probably things you should do in life, and you know, that sweet spot is, I think, when you can find the intersection of those things. So maybe work-life balance isn't necessarily about you know, spending half the month in a yoga position.
Well, also, I've tried to retire, right? I've tried to sit on the beach. I thought it would be a dream to sit on the beach and do nothing for a year or two. I managed like 8 weeks before I started the business.
I think I make it 3 months before I
freak
out.
You know, and
it was a beach-related business, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was. Well, kind of. It was a recreational-related business. But you know, you know, that is my life. I suppose, you know, it'd be like asking an artist to stop drawing. You know, at certain times, I'm never going to stop drawing. I'm never not going to be an artist. But I know for people in my life, it becomes a challenge because, you know, I have a work mode and it's very hard for them to get past that. So yeah, it can be challenging, to say the least.
I love this episode because people are going to be so confused.
Well, I don't know what we've achieved apart from realizing that we've screwed up our lives. Well, but, you know, I think ultimately, I think people looking at my life would think that I've come to a good work-life balance, but the reality is...
I'm happy. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
I'm really happy.
I'm happy.
I like life.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm not happy.
So maybe
I have my periods of down, but generally I'm very happy.
Maybe that's what work-life balance is.
Maybe.
If not, I think we just had a massive O ship on camera.
Yeah, I took one O ship.